Hello everyone, Charlie Stecker here again from Charlie's Angel and the International Child Abuse Prevention Task Force, doing the fourth part in my 30-part series here, one a day for Child Abuse Prevention Month here in 2012, April of 2012. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing concepts and ideas that I think are proactive in how we can end child abuse throughout the world. And yeah, that's my big vision, ending it throughout the world. But right now I got to end it where I live, in my neighborhood, in my city, in my state, in my country, and then internationally, but one bite at a time. What I want to talk about tonight is another idea that I have on a way of being proactive, and that is doing mandatory weekly visits from a public health nurse or social worker for the first 3 months of a child's life, with written reports being sent from these professionals forwarded to the family's physician and kept on file within the public health offices. I think that would, yeah, it would be costly, but the cost factors we have now with what it's costing us in abused children and societal, how many people abused as children are now sitting in jail cells as a result of choices they made as adults from the abuse as children. I think the investment we're making now, or the lack of an investment for that matter, we're not investing anything. We're throwing money down a rat hole with the prison system and having these people locked up. Imagine if that money was pre-spent in a proactive approach to where we could, not have to have them in prison because they wouldn't have done the things they've done to put themselves there, especially those that were previously abused, and could have made different decisions had they been, taught something different. But so everything has a cost factor, but I think we have to weigh both sides of that cost factor as to, the pluses and minuses, and investing in the first 3 months of every infant's life. A mandatory type setup, like I suggested here, with mandatory visits from either a public health nurse or social worker. 3 months, that's not much time, and but it's something that I think we could see things, we could hear things, we could know what's happening, and we could be, again, proactive in stopping what may become an abusive situation. And I think it's a win-win. But again, we have to get our political figures behind us, and I don't even know we have to wait for that. How many private funded things can we get out here? Look at animal rights and animal abuse. And my goodness, and I love animals, so I don't want to come across as if I'm not an animal rights guy or an animal activist. I'm in my home right now. I have a parrot that was turned in and is now living with me here, a pet rescue, and I have a beautiful kitty cat named Lucky that I was able to adopt after her former owner passed away. And Lucky was a bit of an older cat; she's a little over 10, and I have her here now. She's been here a few months, and she's still doing her hide the kitty thing, but she's an adult cat, and she's still getting used to things. But she eats and does what she has to do that way, and I know she's healthy. I just got to get her come out of her hiding spot. But so I am an animal rights activist. I'm about animal rights too. But, and don't take offense to this, but humans come above animals to me, and it frustrates me when I see programs where we'll save, a whale gets beached, and we don't know how, but the next day there's a $25,000 check ready, a fund ready, to find out how the whale got beached, and then there's countless amount of dollars spent on getting the animal back out into the waters, and that's wonderful, and that needs to happen. I'm not trying to take away from that, but a child's getting abused, a child's getting hurt, and we want to study, and we want to, look into why, and we don't have time for that. That child, to me, is more important than that beached whale. And again, no offense, folks, and we just put our priorities. you raise money for child abuse, you're lucky, to get a little bit of help. You put an animal abuse thing out, you got help coming from everywhere. And, I went into a different tangent, but my proactive approach that I want to talk about tonight was some sort of weekly visits for the first 3 months of an infant's life that are required by law. Sure, it's another law, and if it's not something we could do by law, then let's just do it independently. Let's build an organization that can make it happen. That can take on that responsibility. Let's independently fund it. I mean, we've got lots of money sitting out here in people that have funds that are looking to do something good with them, philanthropists and whatnot. Maybe we can find some that would be willing to put something into this. But, just think of it. I mean, it's not about government control and taking parental rights away from the people. It's about making sure that first 3 months of life, that nurturing, that things that child needs, they're getting it. We can see trends in how the parenting is. And that's followed with the physicians who can follow everything that's going on, if there's medical issues, whatever's happening, as opposed to, come in, have the baby, walk out of the hospital, baby in your hand, and have a nice day, and there's no follow-up, and we don't know what's going on. Again, doesn't mean my idea is right, just an idea. And I want your input. I want everyone to please, bring your input. So far I haven't received any responses to this will be my 4th video. The last 3, I haven't received a single email in reference to them. I haven't received a phone call. I'm hoping that this message is getting out and that people are hearing it and they're finding something that's intriguing. I mean, it is a bit of a letdown that I haven't heard from anybody. But give it time. I mean, I've got a whole bunch more, folks. I told you, 30 days. I'm doing it. If I happen to miss a day, I'm going to make it up like I did the other day. This is important. This is important because it's our children. It's our future. It's our current, our present, and it's our future. We need to get our present in order. We need to stand for our children. We need to stand for our children's children. We need to break this cycle of abuse. We need to break abuse. We need to end abuse. And we need to do it in a way that's not after the fact. Let's do this. Let's join together. Let's be strong, let's believe, and let's get this thing rolling. Our kids don't have another moment of their life to waste. Remember, some of us were those kids. Some of us were the ones that are now where we are today. That were those kids. If things have been different, where will we be today? I'm grateful for where I am, for what I've gone through. And what I continue to walk through now, which I don't even want to go into right now, but I don't think I'm all that in a bag of chips. I have my faults. I'm human. But, I got a big heart. And, give me your ideas. Come on. I mean, get pumped up about something. Bring me your ideas. I threw tonight's idea out there. Weekly visits. Hey, pros and cons on that. What do you think? Let's put this around. And let's do this, all right? Remember, call me anytime. 215-626-6260. Or email me at charlies.angel@gmail.com. That's Charlies, CHAHLIES, .angel, ANGEL, @gmail.com. Or feel free to leave a message on Facebook or at the bottom of this YouTube video where the comments are. Let's get some feedback going. Let's get some excitement about this. Let's get excited that we can actually end child abuse before it begins. A proactive approach that will end it before it even starts. How awesome would that be? Break the chain of abuse in families where it's been going on generations like mine. Mine goes back at least 3 generations that I've been able to trace. I want to break it. Okay? I want to break it. It broke in my generation, in my daughter's generation, with the essence of the abuse that I went through. Unfortunately, my daughter, is a product of a divorce, which is abusive to children. And some parental alienation, which is abusive to children. So, did she totally get away from the abuse? No. And I'm partly responsible because of the things I didn't do as a husband, and I own them, and that's a whole other deal. But, one thing I didn't do, my daughter had what she needed, was fed properly, always had a roof over her head, never was hit. At least not from my end, I'm sure my daughter was never hit. And never demeaned, never called a name out of what she isn't. And I'm blessed by that today because I have a beautiful, wonderful, somewhat independent, a little too independent daughter, but I'm very proud of her. She's my pride and joy. She's 21. She's a go-getter, and I'm in a fight for her right now, and that's a whole different story. But let's get excited about this proactive approach to child abuse, to ending child abuse. We don't need any more child abuse awareness. We need child abuse prevention and intervention prior to it becoming abuse. Let's do it. Charlie's Angel and the International Child Abuse Prevention Task Force is going to be here, is ready. If you want me to come speak at any of your events, reach out to me again at 215-626-6260 or email me at charlies.angel@gmail.com. We'll put something together. I'll get out and I'll speak. I'll say what let's make this happen. I'm excited for it. I think we can do it. And I know we can do it. Our children need us to do it. Thank you very much. I hope your April is going well, that you're doing something active and proactive for child abuse prevention in your area. Take care, be blessed, and I'll catch you on the next video.